Hello, we are going to talk about our new projects feature. We envision this tool to be the place where our users will go whenever they want to gather a set of observations based on a specific set of parameters. For example, they can gather all of the informations that happen between a certain date range and within a certain location, or maybe belonging to a specific observer or a club. So once you decide to create a project and you get this welcome screen where actually you are watching this video, the next step is to click create a project. Once you click create a project, you will get this creation window, where you will provide all of the information that will make your project unique. So for example, I want to create a project for all of the butterflies in Alberta, Canada. So let's see. That's going to be the name of our project. Now, we give the option to personalize a little bit your project. For example, let's add an icon. This icon ideally should be a square image, although it can vary a little bit. So I want to add a butterfly, let's say a northern crescent. So we have our picture for northern crescent and also a banner. This banner will be a more rectangular shaped image that will also be personalized by you. Quick pro tip, you can add here, maybe using Photoshop or any other editing software, some information about your project. I'm going to show you some examples in a bit. So let's add this little guy here. Perfect. So also you can change the color of your title, the text that is going to be appearing. This case, I want it blue, and I want the text to be large. So all of this is gonna be the title section of our project, how our your users or your members will look at your project. Next comes the project summary. This project summary will basically describe what is your project being focused on, and will be shown whenever users are searching for this for projects. So this is going to be my description. This project aims to gather all butterfly sightings across Alberta, Canada. You can be way more descriptive. For my example, this is enough. Now, here comes the fun part. These are all the different parameters that you can tweak for your project to be unique. So let's go one by one. You can include users, meaning that the observations that will be gathered on your project will be only from specific set of users. So let's add a user. For example, let's add my personal account. Let's add another one, maybe Ken's. Okay, and you can add as many users as you want. In this case, I don't want this project to be including only these users. Rather, I want it to be any users submitting to Alberta. However, just keep in mind this is useful whenever you want to do something, let's say for a group of students, right? A classroom. So you add here all of the usernames of your classroom, and then you only will have those submissions. But anyway, let's delete them because I want this to be for everyone. Now, the same for species. Maybe you only want to see a certain kind of species. Let's say we want to see a monarch. So only monarchs will be. So again, you can filter by as many as you want. Maybe I want another kind of oh, sorry, I have to delete this. I want to submit another kind of Danaeus, maybe a queen. So you also start here growing your list that will filter all of the observations. Again, I want to see everything in Alberta, so let's just delete this. Now, locations. Here, you're going to search for locations just like you search in Google. In this case, this is the important one for me. So I want to search Alberta, Canada. So any location that Google provides a polygon for, you can use here. Okay, basically just type in the information and you will get back that location. And you can find different search different types of regions. For example, you can search for whole Canada, or maybe you can look for a municipality. Let's say you want to look for Atizapán de Zaragoza in Mexico. Again, you can just search it like that. But again, I want this to be Alberta, Canada. Perfect. Now, start date and end date. Here again, you can select a start date and end date. All of this is optional. I'm gonna leave this open because I want this to be from any observations happening at any time in Alberta. But this can be quite useful, for example, for butterfly bleeds that tend to be a short span. So you just select start date and end date, maybe a location if this butterfly blades was on a specific location or for a specific species, and there you go. You have your blitz. Perfect. Now, next part is the availability of the project. We have two options here: project members and project availability. First one, project members. This is whenever your project will show only observations from the members of that project. So I'm going to show to you how that works in a second. But basically, so whoever is listed here in include users, plus people that asks you after to join this project, only their observations will be shown on your project. If this is unchecked, then any observation, regardless of the user, will be shown, just filtered by the observation requirements up here. Now, project availability. This is if you want to make your project private or not, meaning users need to ask permission for the project owner to join the project. If not, they can just click and they will join right away. Okay. Again, I want this to be totally open and without any member filters, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, let's create it. Perfect. So if you see, we have here a grid of some example projects that we have right now, but the first one that I see is the one that I just created, Alberta Butterflies. Okay, so this grid shows all of the projects regardless if they are mine or not. If I just want to be the ones that are mine, I can click on my projects up here and it will show me my projects only. You can have as many projects as you want, but let's see all of them. You can have different views of it, grid, just like this, so you can see like large images, or list if you want to see a more condensed look. And you can see actually the little description for each of the projects. Don't mind this icons here. This is because this is the testing example. You won't see these icons afterwards. Now, also you see this column that says is private. So the ones that say is private means that you need to ask permission to access those projects. I'm going to show to you how that works in a second. But let's access our newly created project, Alberta Butterflies. So once you access that dashboard, the first thing that you will see is your banner, the way you asked it to be done, your title, and the little description that you wrote before. Okay. If you are the owner, you will also see this little pencil here, which you can access so you can edit the project back again. You will also see here this user icon, which will list you the people that are subscribed to your project. So if I click it, you will see, for example, right now I am the only one subscribed. It doesn't matter since this is an open project. It will show me observations either if people are subscribed or not. And then I have identify. This identify button, I will show it to you in a second, basically sends me to an identification list of observations belonging to this project. Okay, second thing that we see are our stats, basic stats, the way we see them on the rest of the site, but these are project specific. So, for example, in Alberta, we've seen 159 species all time with almost 10,000 checklists, 2,500 observations and with 143 observers. If I want to see those in more detail, for example, I want to access all of the observations, I just click View All, and it will give me a list of those observations from Alberta. The same if I want to see the checklists, again, I click just View All, and it will show them to me. Just as any other stats bar in our site, you can see all during the current year or the current month. Then next, we have top observers from within your project. So, for example, in Alberta, the user that has submitted the most is Robert G. Brown. Okay, the one with the most checklists, Seabird, and photos, Robert G. Brown again. I can see an overall ranking if I click top 100. So if I click top 100, it will show me here a list of all of the users that have been submitting to Alberta at the moment. So there we go, Robert G. Brown as it was shown, then Seabird, and so on and so forth. And this is for species, checklists, and photos. So if I click on different icons, I can see more rankings. Okay, now the next thing that we have are photos, or just the latest photos from Alberta. So we have Western Tail Blue. Western Tail Blue is what is happening lately. And you have this option here, Leaf Project. So Leaf Project, it is if you are subscribed to the project, if you click here, you can just retire from that project. This will not have a lot of effect if the project is public, if the project is not filtering by members. But if it is filtering by members, this will not include those observations anymore within the project. Okay, so now let's play a little bit with this project. Let's click on Edit. So I'm editing the project right now. And let's say that I only want to see observations from members only. And if you see right now, I have admin, and let's add another one. Let's add this user. I know he has some. Okay. So we have right now only admin and M. Larrivée. So let's see what happens to my project now that I made it observations from members only. So it is calculating right now, and now it's showing me only observations from those two users. Okay, so right now it's telling me observers 1, why 1? Because it is just 1 plus myself, that I am the manager. So it's just showing me 1. And from those 2, it's just giving me 70 species of 82 observations. It doesn't have enough information to provide me rankings or photos, so that is why these two are blank, but it will update that if I include more users. But anyway, I wanted this. Oh, and if you click here on the user, you can see here a list of the users that are added to the project. Now, again, I want this to be open actually, so let's just uncheck this. And save it. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is identify. So right now, again, I have all of the observations from Alberta. And if I click identify, it will send me to a list of the latest butterflies reports across Alberta that are yet to identify by me. So just as the regular identify, you can just go ahead and see, let's see this one. Yes, it's a Western Tail Blue. So you click it and you just start accepting it, just as a regular identify. Okay. Well, one last thing that I want to show you is what happens if I make my project private. So if I make my project private here, project availability, This is more could be useful for clubs that are only allowing from their specific members. If I make it private, right now I am the admin, so I still can see all of the stats. But I'm gonna open from another user. So right now, this is another user. It's not the one that I was before. This is my private account. And if you see, I see here still Alberta butterflies, but I see it with this lock. If I click the project, what I will see is just the banner, the description, and a button that says request join project. So that project is totally private until I ask to join. So I'm sending a request. Request has been sent. But nothing will happen unless the manager of that project accepts it. So I'm going to go back to the other account. And if you see, right now, up here on my inbox, says 1. So that inbox just received mail from this user, Rodrigo MVZ, which is my personal account. User request to join your project. So, okay, Rodrigo would like to join your project. Click here. So if I click it, then I just accepted it, that new user. And if you see now, that user is listed as member. Okay, there are a lot of features still yet to come for this for our projects page. Please feel free to get in touch with us if you have any particular requests, and we'll do our best to accommodate them. And again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me through help, or maybe through my email e.butterfly.help@gmail.com. Thanks, and have a great day.